Welcome to the final days. Today is March 3rd, 2022. I've got some very exciting footage to share that just came from the Alaskan and Canadian FAA weather cameras yesterday. In this video, you will see enormous fast-rotating planets, a three-dimensional white archway many miles in diameter, an eerie object behind the manufactured sun that looks like a gigantic sponge in the sky, and a sun setting in the wrong part of the sky at the wrong time. The purpose of this channel is to show viewers that we are living in the very last days according to the Holy Bible. Our first video came from the south-facing weather camera in Attawapiskat, Ontario, in Canada. In the second frame, the sun appears to shrink down to 1/5 its size. Now, a lot of you have seen this before. This just came in yesterday, though. The sky and landscape darken instantly with the shrinking sun. What has occurred here is that the real sun is now passing behind this enormous sponge-like object in the sky for 4 hours, while the manufactured light passes over top of this object, illuminating parts of it as the light passes over, making it possible for us to see what's behind the manufactured light. This is the first time in 2 years that I've seen this footage, because this gigantic sponge-like object is always kept behind very heavy cloud cover to prevent public viewing. This camera's lens has been changed so that it now has a bright vertical flare to further obscure this object. After 3.5 hours, cloud cover moves in, so we can't really see the end of this footage. Another recent change to all of the Canadian weather cameras is now they only take one picture every 20 minutes instead of every 10 minutes. So you only get half the pictures. Here is the same object viewed 2 years ago. Once again, the sun appears to shrink as the real sun passes behind this mammoth object, and the manufactured light passes over top of it, lighting up what's behind it, making it possible for us to see it. This was back when the Canadian cameras took one picture every 10 minutes. In the Bible's book of Luke, chapter 21, Verse 25, Jesus tells us that we will see signs in the sky when the end is near. Folks, we are very, very close to the time that Jesus will be coming to remove his faithful believers from this earth before the wrath of God comes down. This is often referred to as the rapture of the church. The Bible tells us in many different places that faithful believers are not appointed to God's wrath during the end days. We will not be here for God's wrath. A little bit further north in Arviat, Nunavut in Canada, the south-facing camera shows the same shrinking sun, as do all of the south-facing cameras within 150 miles of Attawapiskat. The southeast-facing camera in Earlton, Ontario, Canada, shows the actual size of the manufactured light when the cloud cover is just heavy enough to block out the glare that the light produces, but not heavy enough to block out the actual light. The camera in Chibougamau, Quebec, shows the same phenomenon. When the glare is blocked, it is then possible to see the actual light-producing equipment, which is actually very small. This tiny light is capable of producing a circular glare that covers 25% of the entire sky, as shown in many previous videos. Once again, we see the enormous, fast-rotating, heavily cratered object from Wolf Creek Pass that we've seen in the past. It appears as though no attempt is being made to hide it from this camera. I really don't know why. For several different reasons, this cannot possibly be a lens flare of the sun. The most obvious reason is its fast rotation. This object makes one full rotation every 5 hours, and our sun only rotates once every 27 Earth days. Since a lens flare of the sun is a camera-produced reflection of the sun, the lens flare must look something like the sun. Thus, I think we can all agree that this is not a lens flare of the sun. This is, however, one great big sign that we are living in the very last minute of the last hour of the last days. The north-facing weather camera located in Taslina, Tulsona, Alaska, shows something I've never seen before. This is a white arch that actually looks three-dimensional because it casts a shadow, and it's many miles in diameter. It's not a rainbow because it's obviously not colored like a rainbow would be. The bottom of the white arch seems to either begin or end in the forest near the bottom right corner of the screen. I really have no idea what this is. I've never seen this before on any of these weather cameras. The south-facing camera in McKinley Park, Alaska, shows a setting sun in the morning, descending on the left side of the screen. I'll play through the setting sun part again. Now, I think we can all agree that this definitely looks like a sun is setting on the left side of the screen. Now, bear in mind, it's morning. The sun should be rising, not setting. And in these cameras, the sun always travels from left to right, not right to left, as we see here. Well, here are the continuing frames from that same morning. And as you can see, the sun is coming up on the left, as it should be about this time of the morning in Alaska, and it's traveling from left to right, as it should be. This is just another sign that we are living in the last days. Just in case any viewers here are from Ohio, I've got a local news channel that gives police reports and prays for people in those police reports. Millersburg News. I'll put the link in the description box below. I want to thank those of you who donated to Rahab's Hope of Ohio, a safe house for women who have been rescued out of human trafficking. Rahab's Hope of Ohio provides food, shelter, Christian counseling, Bibles, education, job training, and jobs for these women as they work to fit back into society. 97% of your donation is absolutely guaranteed to go directly to Rahab's Hope of Ohio. So I'm putting a link to their donation page in the description box below. Just click on the donation button or the donate button. Thanks so much. Folks, we are in the very last days. If you don't know Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, there isn't much time left to make this decision for your life and accept Him into your heart. That's the only way to escape what's coming upon this earth. The next few screens will instruct you on how to accept Jesus into your life. Thanks for watching, and thanks to those of you who donated to Rahab's Hope of Ohio.